Alrighty. Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Sepulveda, and have we got a treat for y'all? The Olympics are officially underway as the opening ceremony started today. And today we have with us a Miami, Florida native who has been to the Olympic Games in 1992 and won 3 gold medals, the most of any woman in the United States that year. And with us, we have Nicole Haislett. Thank you so much for joining us, Nicole.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So let's just jump right into it. Can you
Okay.
tell me what you were feeling like that day during the opening ceremonies as you walked with Team USA?
I didn't walk with Team USA, believe it or not. Yeah, I know it's a bummer. I watched it on TV just like most of the rest of the world. Uh, Swimming was day one of the Olympics. And I was the very first U.S. swimmer to compete, which meant I had my very first race the following morning after the ceremonies. So, not a good idea to be on your legs for hours and be exhausted and, physically and mentally tired. So, I was watching it from an air conditioned condo that U.S. Swimming had rented for those of us that were competing the following day because the athletes village was hot, no AC. So yeah, I wasn't there. I was there at closing, which was amazing, but yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but the competing is more important. So
Of course, and you want to be in top shape when
yeah,
you're competing.
yeah,
So if you get to miss the opening ceremonies, it's okay if you win 3 gold medals, right?
yeah, it made it worth it.
Can you tell me what the process was like for you when you were preparing for the games? What qualifiers were like for you?
Well, the swimming's different now. Now they've got to swim, 3 times. We only swam a preliminary heat and then that same day a final. So it's a little easier on us. But the preparation is intense. It's something really, if you look at it, it's a lifetime. I swam 5 events, so I was pretty busy the whole week. And you got to just go from one to the next and leave whatever happened behind and look to the next upcoming event or session and just be on your game.
I love that. So, in order to be so good, not only do you have to train your body, but you also have to train your brain. What was the mental preparation for you guys like before you got to the games? And also, was it as important back then as it sort of seems to be now?
You know, Sports in general have changed a lot, and we're not going to say how many years ago. Well, everyone can do the math. 1992. I've way more than doubled my age. So I think that um, I think the athletes prepare in different ways. I think that they train in ways that are more beyond just the physical part of it and the nutritional part of it, which of course everyone's always done. I think that they probably have, coaches for their mental well-being. I was a pretty strong person. I didn't really need a lot of help in that area. I was pretty focused and kind of ready to go. But it's intense when you get to the Olympics, especially if it's your first one, like it was for me, and it was my only one. You don't really know what you're getting yourself into. I've been to international meets all over the world, world championships, things like that. But the Olympics is a totally different animal. And as much as you prepare and as ready as you think you are, it's still like it blows you away when you get there.
And so you won 3 gold medals. You won it for the 200-meter freestyle, the 400-meter individual medley, and the 400-meter freestyle relay. What
Right,
would
400
you?
medley relay, not
I'm sorry.
the 400 medley relay, not the individual event.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so once you won all of those, I'm sure you were exhausted. What was the first thing you did after you finished all your events?
Eat a lot of bad stuff.
Stuff that you were not allowed to eat.
Yeah, candy
Can you
bars and
tell us? I mean, Spain has
lots
amazing
of candy
food, so.
bars. Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of stuff for the athletes to have for free, and I think there was like there was a place that we could go, and it was like sponsored by one of the candy companies. So there were like Snickers bar, there was every kind of candy bar you could think of. And I literally ate until I was sick. And I did it for a couple weeks and it showed. But yeah, I was so strict about my diet and nutrition. My roommate used to joke, well, Nicole would walk a mile for an apple instead of a block for a hamburger or cheeseburger or whatever. So yeah, I went a little crazy with the sweets.
Well,
and I stayed up really late.
Did you get to enjoy Spain at all after you finished?
Yes. I stayed for the entire games, was able to go to some of the events, got to see some of the basketball games, went to the gold medal basketball game, which was, first dream team ever. My parents were there, so I got to spend a little time with them before they came back to the States. And then I traveled in Europe a little bit with one of my teammates and her family. So yeah, it was pretty awesome experience all around.
That's really amazing. What happened when you got back home? I mean, you were the most decorated female athlete in the unit from the States. So what was the welcome back like for you?
Little shocking. I wasn't really prepared for it. I flew into Orlando. I'm from St. Petersburg, but flew into Orlando rather than Tampa, and there were lots of media in the airport. My parents had some hat they wanted me to wear because I think at the time we were trying to get a baseball team here. So they wanted me to put this hat on, which I didn't understand when I got off the plane. And then lots of media at my house when I returned. There were billboards along the interstate. It was a bit overwhelming. And I had to get right back to the University of Florida because the swimming season was starting for college. So I had very little time to kind of relax and enjoy. My coach was like expecting me on deck back in the water. And so I didn't have a lot of time to kind of sit back and put my feet up.
I mean, an athlete's life is just go, 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 go the whole time.
Yeah. And there's no seasons in swimming. It's pretty much
all year round.
Yeah.
Because you can do it in an indoor pool.
Yeah. And there's, if you're swimming college, especially, you've got the college season and then you have the short course season and the long course. It's
a lot.
There's no break.
Wow. That's insane. So you must really just be eating all the time in order to be able to keep up all that energy in order to be able to compete at that level, no?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody's bodies are different. I think the male swimmers generally can get away with eating a little bit more, especially as we get older. But yeah, you got to keep the fuel in the body in order to train and compete at the optimum level.
So you were inducted into the Florida Sports Hall of Fame in 2005. What was that like for you, 13 years after your historic feat at the Olympics in Barcelona?
Awesome. I mean, it's great it's always nice once you're retired and the swimsuit's dry and the towels are folded and put away to, still get acknowledged for your career. And that was obviously very important and special to me. And also being inducted into the University of Hall of Fame was really a cool thing for me. I was, I'm a Gator for life and was since I was a little girl. So to be a part of that is really special. And yeah, I mean, anytime I get recognized this many years later, it feels good because it's not something that I talk about often or really have much to do with.
So your life has done a 360 after you stopped competing.
Yeah, I mean, people always, I get this question all the time, and I think I've had it this week. Do you still swim? No, no, just rinsing off in the pool in the backyard or when I get hot. I don't do it for exercise. There's other things I'd rather do, and to be frank, it doesn't feel as good as it used to. So, if I could jump in the pool and swim as fast as I did, 25 years ago, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But
for sure.
This doesn't work that way. So, but yeah, it's it was my life. I mean, it really was my life, and I do miss parts of it. I do still have contacts and friends and things that I keep in touch with, and of course, I'm so excited to watch the swimming this year.
Yeah, there are no spectators at the Olympics this year. Very, very, very few. Because of the COVID crisis in Japan.
Yeah.
Do you think that helps or hurts the athletes?
I mean, hopefully it doesn't affect them too negatively, because let's face it, this is what they've worked for so long, and it's such a shame. It doesn't help. I mean, being in the, even swimming, I mean, the stands are packed. You can hear the crowd. You get that vibe, that energy, that excitement from the crowd. And even though your head's underwater, it's a shame. And then not only that, somebody brought this up to me, which hadn't even thought of, but the families, the people, the mothers and the fathers and the sisters and brothers and close friends that have been there and supported and held hands along the way and been a part of this, adventure, aren't going to be able to be there. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Wow. And what advice do you have for athletes competing, this year?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Just stay strong. They've been pretty, amazing to get this far. So they've just got to ride it out, stick to all the things that they've done in order to be on the Olympic teams. And, unfortunately, it's not the most ideal situation for a lot of it, but it's still the Olympics. There's still going to be a gold medalist, a silver medalist, and a bronze medalist. So do your best.
Do you have any predictions for the 3 events that you won?
The relays, well, I don't know. There's some really strong swimmers out there. Canada's got some incredible sprinters. Australia. I think the fastest, what is the German? I think there's a German girl that's like one of the fastest sprinters, but the U.S. is tough. We got a deep, strong team. I don't know. I mean, go USA. That's,
Right. And do you have any advice for kids who love to swim and have a competitive spirit?
Just stick to it. It's a tough sport. It can be a lonely sport. It's even though you are on teams and you swim relays and things, it's a very individual sport. Do it because you love it, not because other people want you to. And it's a long road. Swimming it's become very, very popular. There's a lot of great swimmers out there. And you have to do your best and not expect to be just like everyone else or to be as good as everyone else, because it's impossible. So do your best and then you'll be happy.
Thank you so much for joining us, Nicole. I really appreciate your time. You got me so excited for the games. And for everybody out there watching us, make sure that you watch the opening ceremonies, which already played, but they're doing a 7:30 p.m. Event on NBC6. And then if you want to stay up to date on all things Olympics, go to nbc6.com/newsletter to sign up for the newsletter. Again, thank you so much, Nicole. I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Go USA.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.